I'm Councillor Cleo Lake. I'm the Right Honourable Lord Mayor of Bristol.
So what does being the Lord Mayor of Bristol mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I've really enjoyed the role. It's only a year's post in office, but it's been a fantastic opportunity. It's been incredible to visit all different corners of the city, so even discover new things about the city that I grew up in.
Was it hard for you to transition from community activism into politics?
Not really. It's quite similar in many ways. I guess there's more formalities. There's certainly a lot more reading to do. That's one thing. But I think it has a similar essence. So it hasn't been difficult. There have been challenges, but on the whole, it's been quite a smooth transition.
Now that you are in this position, I'm sure that you see things from a broader perspective. What has been the most important lesson you've learned since you've taken the role of Lord Mayor?
I think I've learned quite a lot about myself as well, and I've learned that I'm a good communicator. I enjoy meeting all different sections of society, so also my approach to things has changed a lot. I think I've developed different strategies in terms of cohesion and bringing people together. So I've definitely met people who I wouldn't have otherwise, and who perhaps have a very different background to mine and different perspectives, but I've found ways of communicating a message to them in a way that they can hear me and that we can also find some middle ground.
What issue would you like to see most urgently addressed, and what solutions or steps would you suggest we take to make it happen?
That's a bit more political. I should reiterate that this role is non-political, but there are many things within our city, within the country, within the world that need to be addressed. I feel that we are making positive steps for change in this city. Certainly, having our current administration and people involved in civic life and politics is encouraging, I hope, a new generation of people to get involved.
Why do you think BAME representation in top positions is so important?
I have a bit of an issue with the title of how people describe different people. I think it's very important that we have representation and that younger people can understand that no matter what their background, it is possible, entirely possible, to reach a position of leadership if that's what they wish to do. I think it's important that young people see themselves reflected in all different spheres of life.
Bristol is a very diverse city, so it's refreshing to see this diversity represented in top positions. This is clearly a symbol of change and progression. How does it make you feel to be a part of this incredible movement pushing for positive change in the city?
It's a great moment. I think it is a historic moment, and change is coming. Change doesn't happen quickly, and sometimes it feels like small steps, but it definitely is. Change is definitely coming.
To date, what achievement are you most proud of?
There's been a lot of different aspects of the role of Lord Mayor. I think something that stands out was being able to go back to my senior school, which was Colston Girls, and go back after leaving 20 years previously and give the keynote address at their commemoration as Lord Mayor, when just a couple of years before that I was outside protesting.
What would you say your legacy is within Bristol?
I think people will hopefully try to see and understand that I've tried to help people where I can, and that I've tried to make a difference. I've tried to speak out on certain things and do what I can to bring about change, and that to some regard it is good and important to follow your intuition, and if you think something is wrong, to actually stand up for what you believe in.
What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs and creatives?
To set out your vision and your plan and take steps towards it. I visit quite a lot of schools and I ask young people what are their interests or what ideas do they have for when they grow up, or whatever you want to put it. And sometimes they have great ideas, but they see them as something very far away, whereas actually they can be making small steps towards it. So, for example, if someone has an interest in the military or even in the police, they could perhaps join the cadets, or if they want to be a YouTuber, they could start by having their own channel now. So it's just thinking about it, but also being prepared that things don't always go as you plan. So being flexible, and that will also build their resilience.
Do you have a message to share with young people who may have a desire to get into activism?
Start now. Everyone will have things that bother them, concern them, that they're interested in. So have a look at that. Think about how you can voice your opinion now, how you can get involved with different campaign groups or different campaigns, maybe start your own campaign, and also try to get involved with the Youth Council.
What can we expect from you over the next year?
Well, I have 2.5 months left in this role. Then I become a Deputy Lord Mayor, and I've got a year left as a local politician for the Green Party. So it's going to be a challenge to transition back into politics. But I think people can expect to see what they expect to see, if you know what I mean. And definitely I'll do some more campaigning, go back to a bit more activism, as well as, continue with my creative pursuits. But I'm looking for a complete change of direction after that.
Lastly, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Cleo Dance Baton or Cleo Lake on Instagram. And I think you can also find me on my blog, Cleo Lake Creativity.